Hello, everybody. It's Chad Warren from the Adventurer Channel on YouTube and theadventurerchannel.com/blog, which I haven't been to in a million years myself. Okay, today I'm out here on the road to Lake Sylvia in the Ouachita National Forest, enjoying some coffee. Um, the reason why I want to meet with you is to encourage you to email or call your representatives in the U.S. government, basically for the same kind of reasons that, according to history, English colonists revolted against England, taking advantage of the have-nots, of everybody except for the few. And it was because of taxation without representation, supposedly is a concept there. And on that note, I want to say you got two extremes that I see. One of them is that anything goes, Who determines what is right or wrong? I mean, that's based on their point of view. But the people that make the world what it is are the people that take action and do what they're told not to do. So I just want to focus on the positive value of not going along with false examples of law and order. Because you can make anything a law. So let's look at what's going on in America. I think this is the important topic to look at right now, because we are seeing people be censored and be intimidated with legislation that if they're working for the government, even as an independent contractor, like this woman, I apologize for not knowing her name, but she is living in Texas and she is a speech pathologist. She happens to be Muslim. I don't know if she grew up here or what, but it doesn't matter. Point is that she is demonstrating the kind of integrity that we as Americans learn about in history, or perhaps we know people that we feel do defend those values, or ourselves are those people. But for the most part, we have a bunch of people that talk about Jesus and talk about science and talk about the value of law, but then their actions show that they're not serious. And when I think of myself as one of those people. I don't, I feel very ashamed to not do more, because, I mean, it's a serious job to be un-American based on what the concept is. The concept is that we have to be informed. And for me, these YouTube videos are very important because I can see that there are all kinds of people that are connected and are having very valuable connections which strengthen this local international bond. There's two versions of that, okay? So Zionism is what, to me, is a criminal way to link us all together in a new world order. And I'm real serious about all this. And what I mean is that I'm trying to, pay respect to what's really going on. So, I mean, if there is a problem, we should deal with it if we can. And we should recognize that this is one part of humanity against another part of humanity. And that I think that I believe and I see the truth that it is through the competition and relation of different energy, forces. You're angry, you're happy, you're strong, you're weak, all these different forces in nature produce all the various things that exist and come from the total, come from where we came from in origin and wherever we're going to. So honestly, where I'm at is that I feel bad about my behavior in letting down my intention, my positive intention, and what I know to be right. And if what happens is that, I'm out here in the woods right now, and it's just very obvious that just one night out here, you can feel the difference. Even if I'm watching YouTube videos in my truck, it's this weird kind of world of like, I've got a bar of 4G up here and it works fine. So that's really cool. I don't have to go that far down this road from the highway. And but my point is that I brought my friend Jordan out here, and he noticed the same thing when he woke up the next day, really refreshed. So I am saying that if I'm an only child and I'm real independent and I don't get along well with others in a lot of ways, because I challenge, if somebody's doing something that it seems harmful, I'm going to say something about that. And they don't like that. So that causes this schism between people who want to be conscious and we all have strengths and weaknesses, you know what I mean? Like, I feel pretty weak when I go to the gym. I was walking around the track looking at my gut last night, and it's like, man, I feel really weak. I'm glad I'm going to the gym. I need it. I have so little discipline. So I'm just trying to say that, just like if we were going to tackle drug addiction, I just want us all to start raising our hands and going, this ain't right. I'm going to find the other people that are not content with the way things are. So I was just trying to say there that I hold us more responsible as we the people, because like just within the world of people that talk about conspiracies and are critical and are intellectual, just individual people that discuss all kinds of things on the internet, which unfortunately, is where I spend a lot of time. I understand there's an addiction to that, but I'm saying we need to learn how to activate. Okay, so today I want to focus on writing to our Congress people, and I want to organize with others and write a list of objectives to achieve in terms of somehow using the constitutional legal system, even though it's been largely overwritten 100 years ago when the private Federal Reserve took over and income tax started and all that kind of jazz. But I mean, we believe in it. A lot of people believe in it, and if they'll stand for it because they believe in it, then it's real. Kind of like if I give you $1 and you take it, Well, that's what makes it real. But yeah, I mean, I would like to. I would like everybody that watches this video to write their congressperson, because that's what I was asked to do by the guy. This channel we're at here is like the last American vagabond. Is that what it says? Let's see, it's having trouble loading for some reason. Yeah. Okay, I've never seen this guy before, but and then I'll just show you kind of obviously how you do that. I just typed in who is my representative, and then that's the House of Representatives info that it pulled up here at hill.house.gov, and U.S. Congressman French Hill, kind of in the. I live in Little Rock, the capital city, and my mailbox is in his district. I'm homeless. I don't even have a house. I live in my truck. But anyway, I just did send an email, and here I'll just here's what it says. You can say whatever you want in your email, but okay. So these points are based on this video. Senator Rubio's Middle East bill is attempting to revoke our ability to protest Israeli policy based on it being unconstitutional to prohibit free speech. So this has already been ruled unconstitutional to make people sign these loyalty oaths to intimidate them. But this new law is trying to change that and to say that it is a law. I know that the corporate government represents the Luciferian, Talmudic, Zionist, supremacist, international, organized crime syndicate of the wealthy few and their mind-controlled or criminal supporters, which make up a large segment of the population, I assume. I intend to help organize a second American Revolution to correct what was a controlled false rebellion started by Freemasons and aristocrats in the founding of America. If there is some way I can learn how to support people in government who are not corrupt, I will gladly do so. Please let me know if I may be of service. Also, it's not in the interest of the people to continue this war in Syria. Regardless, I wish to thank you for defending our constitutional republic against threats, both foreign and domestic. So, supposedly, the government is closed, right? But boy, they sure are busy. They sure are busy. You can find me on Facebook at chad.warren1, by the way. They are busy trying to pass through this legislation. And I'm sure if I got your responses, we could easily find 100 different things that we would like to put as a priority to deal with. And none of them have to do with wars in Syria or stopping government workers or individuals from expressing their free speech right to protest the government of Israel for its war crime activity, and for the fact that they are actively, legally taking over the United States, as was designed. It's my assumption it's all this Freemason America thing. I tell you, and that what they're trying to do is create an antichrist based on technology. So that forever Rome, like over in China today, there's all these Christians or whatever. It's a growing thing over there, And they'll make people sign these oaths that say I was wrong to have a Christian. They'll have them burn their Bibles. They want them to worship the president. That's why they have those pictures everywhere. Okay? And then Rome back in the day was famous for always trying to get people to worship the emperor as a god, and it just would never work. People would be like, so that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about people that are super psychopaths, these elites, and their goal was to rule the world. And they're getting really close to finally being able to, strangle all of us. By, you can't go get food because you said something and we picked it up on your cell phone. So I'm just, every day trying to let you know that I think that we're at that point where we need to start proactively. If you care about peace and you don't like me wearing camouflage, you don't like the military, well, you better do something about it, because I think that both from number one, from this organized crime cabal, they're going to stage all kinds of civil war type of things, as they do every day in the media. Creating, what was the last one? This lie about that Catholic teenage boy that stood with his friends. The Native American guy walked up to him banging his drum, and the majority of the media lied and said that they were being racist and hateful, when actually these black Israelite guys, that you can watch that in the video, they were there all day, and they are just the most racist, hateful people in the world. And the concepts behind the Israeli government are the most hateful, racist things in the world. So all these liberal people just look retarded to me. They're just uneducated. They don't understand it's this Zionist criminal cabal who's telling you, you need to go out there and fight racism. But then they're the ones that are assassinating Martin Luther King. Boom. So your average person just doesn't understand how somebody can work both sides like that to control the whole narrative. And I encourage you to consider that. Because, when Martin Luther King started to talk about international, or just, the talking about world politics, all these liberal, Zionist, cosmopolitan type of people, didn't want him to do that. They want to use him and those kind of people as their tool. The whole American people have been lied to. There was no original American Revolution. It was just think about it. If I can get everybody to think that these representatives represent us, when really they represent the very wealthy, in their urges, the Jeff Bezos of the world, the Warren Buffetts, that's who those people represent. Okay? So I would assume that those individuals will be valuable, even if they're siding with corruption now, because for the same reason that they're stopping these government workers from protesting. You know what I mean? That to me is saying that the government is saying, okay, we're now at that part where we're going to start banging heads and cracking down and getting all fascist in the name of protecting peace and stopping guns at shootings at school, or whatever their lie they're telling, to save people from cigarettes or whatever lie. And we have to do something now or it's over. It's over. So let's watch a little bit of this video to get a taste.
To open the government that's currently shut down. Instead, according to multiple sources involved in the legislative process, S1, the first bill, will be a compendium containing a handful of foreign policy-related measures, which we'll briefly touched on at the beginning as well, a main one of which is a provision with Florida's GOP Senator Marco Rubio as the lead sponsor to defend the Israeli government. The bill is a top legislative priority for AIPAC. Not a big surprise, which, if you're not familiar, is the Israeli lobby. We've also talked about
the most powerful money lobby in Congress.
focusing on anti-BDS protesters.
Are we run by
Even though
Israel
that's their
or
constitutional
not?
right, and doing so in many ways that would scare you, that we've touched on previous shows. And now we have our own politicians making sure this is the very first thing. With all that we're suffering in this country, with all the many things that, like I pointed out, that Americans would stand up and say, this is what's most important, that's what they think is most important. And that should resonate with Americans. Now, in the previous Congress, that measure in regard to Israel and boycott BDS, anti-BDS, was known as S-170. And it gives the state and local governments explicit legal authority to boycott any U.S. companies which themselves are participating in a boycott of Israel and BDS. As we just reported, 26 states currently have enacted some version of a law to
Arkansas
punish
is
or
one of them.
otherwise sanction entities which participate in or support the boycott of Israel, which is unconstitutional at its basis level, while similar laws are pending in at least 13 other states. Now, Rubio's bill is designed to strengthen the legal basis to defend those Israel protected.
All right. So what I am asking for, and you're free to ask for something likewise in the comments, but I mean, I'm just looking for other people who want to transition from learning about these topics to doing something about them. So today I simply ask that you write your congressman and just maybe, say so in the comments. Maybe one person can say it, and then the other people can come in under them, and say something in support of that concept to let us know that we can organize in the real world based on what we're learning online. Thank you very much. Please check me out at chad.warren1 on Facebook, and the Adventurer Channel on YouTube, and the adventurerchannel.com/blog on the internet. Thank you very much.